Thank you all for coming. Right, the Friday before spring break, we're all excited, ready to have a little break and enjoy the snow too as well. So today we are going to have a great presentation for you. This is another one of our great Tejano virtual events. And we have a wonderful presenter. His name is Blake Klimacer. He is a librarian at the Northwest Campus. And he's going to be talking about all the great resources they have out there at the Northwest Campus. And I am also going to provide you with a link so that you can get Tejano passport points for attending today. So just keep an eye out for that, and you'll be able to get those towards the end of the session today. So again, if you would just please sit back, relax, enjoy, and mute your mics. We'll get ready to get started whenever you're ready, Blake.
All right, how's it going, everyone? I hope you are all well. I'll share my screen in a second with my PowerPoint, but if you don't know who I am, my name is Blake Klimacer, and I'm a librarian at the Northwest Campus, and Kristen was really kind to email me about the Tejano virtual events and them doing a piece on libraries, and she asked for volunteers. And I personally wanted to volunteer for this one because I'm a librarian, of course. It's in our discipline, it's in our field, but being a librarian, in addition to this, it was a little more personal to me. Let's say I'm the only person in my group of friends who is a librarian, and I always get the butt of the librarian jokes, putting away books and shooing people and all that stuff. So I wanted to do a presentation on sharing our resources, our services, our activities, and all of the goodies the library has to offer. And I will probably promise you will pick up a few things from this that you may incorporate or may encourage you to use the library at EPCC or maybe anywhere else in the future. So let's go ahead and get things started. I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I'd like to do really quickly with all of you is type in a short sentence of one brief reason you have ever went to the library. And if you are a librarian or employee here, it has to be a reason that does not do with work. Sorry, not books. That does not do with work. So I don't want to see, I work here. Check out books, find something good to read. Awesome. I'm liking these responses. Okay, I'm going to keep going through them. Oops, let me go to everyone. Programs and books. Lauralee talking about programs. I like that you mentioned programs, Lauralee. Copies, fun reading materials, check out books and librarians and people. So people maybe with socializing, people maybe participating in book clubs and programs. So there's a lot of reasons to go to the library. Some people have their own specific reasons to go to our libraries. Some people may not have specific reasons. Some people may just go for their specific reason and not fully know the other programs and resources we have to offer. And that's what I kind of want to do today and show you today. So for example, with the EPCC library, and of course, some of the programs I focus on are mainly going to be Northwest, but there are 5 campuses here. We have the Northwest campus, the Trans Mountain campus, the Rio Grande campus, the VV campus, the Mission Del Paso campus. And I've had the privilege to work at the Trans Mountain campus. And I'll tell you what, each library is unique in its own way. It has its own awesome programs, its own services that if you don't really go there, you won't fully get to appreciate, see, or really try what all these libraries have to offer. But the reason I asked this question is I have a few examples here at the top of the screen. We see books a lot. Mainly when I ask students this question, why do you go to the library? They always say books. I saw really elaborate, detailed, and great answers here. But we do offer books, of course, and usually I tell my students we offer much more. Other examples of individuals who may use the library is, a mother may visit the library so that her child can socialize and attend regular story time. Being a parent myself, I never really thought of that in my younger, early 20s. Awesome reason for me to use the library. Awesome reason to take my children to use the library. A patron may visit the library to take advantage of the upcoming yoga event. might like some programs that are going on at the library that are specific to their interests. Older gentlemen may visit the library to seek assistance with the computers and acquire employment. A family may visit the library to check out resources and DVDs for a fun weekend. I've seen that a lot. I see that a lot. I've done that. A student may visit the library because he or she has no idea how to start his or her research paper. So there's students can come to the library too because they have no clue what online databases are. Um, they may not even know we could teach them these things about research, so we have to get the word out on that. A woman may visit the library because her internet got disconnected and she needs to check her emails. Another valid reason to use the library. A senior citizen may visit the library to build relationships and discuss the content of the book in his or her club. So as you can see, there's tons of different reasons to use the library. You're not limited. I just want to spread the word and say, there's so many reasons to use the library that I guarantee you as a person will find your why if you need to go to the library and want to visit the library, especially our libraries, because we offer many of these things. Some of the services and resources we offer are reference services, which I'll explain slightly, our programs, our activities, there's competitions, book clubs, community user cards, printing and scanning. Just not everyone has a printer now. Many people print at work, so if they cannot afford or they do not want to buy a printer, they could come to the library. Scanning is very popular at the Northwest Library, and a lot of people take advantage of it when they're printing out their government documents, school documents, FAFSA documents, and they have to send something quickly. Computer access. Not everyone has computers, so we have to cater to a population who needs computers and would like to take advantage of them. Wi-Fi, internet, copying. My first time I ever went into a library, I'm 32 years old, and I know there's not an awareness because my first time ever going to a library was making a copy for my class in like 10th or 11th grade. I went to the public library, and it was a new world for me, and I didn't even know I could check out books for free. I was too scared to ask to. So you have copying, you have workshops and classes, textbook access. We give access to textbooks and e-reserves in the near future, so students who do not have their textbooks can access those. Online databases, you have access to databases for students with countless articles, newspapers, academic journals, magazines, videos, pictures, you name it. And we also can show you how to do these things, and they're skills that will they'll carry on with you for the rest of your life. Genealogy support, information literacy instruction, meeting rooms, voter registration. A lot of us are deputized and can help you register to vote and take that downtown to ensure that you are registered to vote. And of course, we offer tons of books, periodicals, ebooks, in-house, electronically. We have an abundance of resources that you can check out. DVDs, playaways, tons of resources. And I highly encourage you to come to see what kinds of programs and resources we have, because you truly won't know until you see and you talk to one of our wonderful librarians who will help you out. And just to show you an example, this is what I feel when I go to work. We're responsible for developing activities that bring the community together and offering services that benefit the well-being of its community. Of course, I mentioned we're unique in our own way, but I don't see the library as just a place to acquire resources and learn. I do believe it brings communities together, it brings people together, and we do this through programs and activities, and it's really beautiful to see. My children go to the library every so often, and it's a great place for them to interact and do great things with other children and socialize. Some of the programs we do have at our campus specifically, but when I work at TM and I know Vi Verde has some great senior citizen programs and activities going on. We have our Dr. Seuss Week. We have National History Day, for example. We do an annual summer program where kids can register free of charge for many of our programs. If you do pay anything, it's just for the supplies, a very small fee. Some libraries offer notaries. We offer voter registration, really great services you can take advantage of. Christmas and Halloween activities almost yearly. Of course, senior computer classes. I know VV does a great job at that. And GED. And please keep in mind, this is mainly emphasizing the Northwest campus. Get in touch with Trans Mountain. Get in touch with Viverde. Get in touch with Rio Grande. Get in touch with Mission Del Paso, because they offer tons of great things that you can take advantage of too. You truly won't know until you reach out. And I thought pictures would be a great way to showcase some programs and activities done through our El Paso Community College libraries. On the left side of the screen, we have our Barnes & Noble event where we invite faculty to purchase books and build our collection to make it as nice as it is today. Towards the bottom, we have a summer and literary fair event at Andrus High School. I was lucky enough to judge all the students' entries they submitted based on a book of their liking. At the top right-hand corner closely, there's Laura Lee and a couple of others who are doing the census and voter registration event. This was a drive-through event during the pandemic, practicing social distancing. So even when things aren't very pretty, your libraries try to create innovative ways to keep things going. We ensured people had their census completed and were registered to vote. And then, of course, on the bottom right side, this was post-pandemic as well, our summer program. And as you could see, this picture is right next to my big TV. I apologize for that, and I think my daughter's crib, but I have my tablet right there, and I'm doing an exercise program with the children. There are about 30 children in this class. And in between doing the exercises, I'm running up to the screen, motivating them to keep going, not give up, trying to keep them active, because that's something I'm really big on, is, physical fitness and activity, and I wanted to give back to the library by offering that program. Few other things, National History Day event. As you can see on the left side of the screen, I'm presenting some library instruction, and I believe Helen's assisting Alderete Middle School with their National History Day competition. In the middle, we have another summer program, which was Legos, and we would build Legos. This was a competition specifically, I believe. We would build Legos, and at the conclusion of it, Laura Lee, myself, and Leo are judging and picking a winner, and the winner received, I believe, a gift card. I could be wrong. And then, of course, on the right side is Literary Fiesta, which is a yearly event that's taken place at the El Paso Public Library recently and promotes the power of literacy. And we're giving away books and speaking about the importance of literacy, and also promoting our EPCC libraries and some of the things we're doing. Couple more pictures, I promise. College students too. College students, if there's a college student in here by any luck, any chance, we try to focus on all of you too. Programs and activities, all of our libraries try to do something for you as well as college students. This is our Food for Thought event. The week of finals, we purchased pizza, soda, donuts, and coffee, I believe. And students were able to this was pre-pandemic too, students were able to line up and enjoy their goodies and study. And it really brought the students together. It was a great social activity. They got to have a good time, enjoy, eat pizza, and they were even further motivated to succeed in school, I think, through this simple activity. Really good activity to bring the community college together. And this might be the last one or second to last one, but Dr. Seuss. So for the little ones, we'll have schools reach out to us and come for our Dr. Seuss program. And as you could see, I'm wearing my Dr. Seuss hat with my tablets and helping the kids with literacy-based games and programs. In my station, and Helen and Oscar at another station where I believe they're eating snacks and doing some type of crafts. Dr. Seuss is usually a yearly program that we receive hundreds of students actually, and sometimes I'm not too sure, but we make full capacity pretty quickly, and sometimes we unfortunately have to put a limit on accepting guests. Last but not least, this is the last one, is Helen doing Southwest Keys. Migrant children are detained migrant children in our borders participate in the Southwest Keys program, and Helen's doing wonderful activities to stimulate their mind. They get snacks, food, and they get out of that facility, and it's beautiful to see, and you get to learn with these children. You get to learn from these children too, and see the things they go through and the hardships they encounter, and it really humbles you, gives you appreciation for the things you have, and it's an awesome program ran by Helen. And then last but not least, Christmas programs too, you name it. I'm with Rachel, some of our work studies, Mark. I don't see Laura Lee in this one, Sunbell, Fernando, and I'm Mr. Santa Claus, you got it right. And children came to the library, received goodie bags, talked to Santa Claus. I had about a 15-minute training on how to be Santa Claus, but it worked out really well. And just had a good time, and great to see the smiles you put on their faces. Very great to see, very rewarding. And the reason I show these before I jump into the next part, I show the diversification of programs we have and activities. And I give you my examples of the why people may come to libraries, is because, as you could see, there's so many programs, so many reasons, so many resources someone may visit the library. So I don't want you to, sometimes I'm closed-minded. I don't have an open mind. And if someone tells me to go to the library and I say, why? I got a computer, I don't need to go to the library. Why? I got a printer, I got books. It's not just about that. There's so many programs you could choose from. There's so many activities. There is something there for you. If you want to socialize, you can. If you need a resource, you could use it. If you're a college student, you could use it. You will gain something beneficial out of the library. I promise you that. Now, one of the most slept on services, I think it's a very slept on service I'd like to talk about at our college, is our reference services. And I'm going to jump into this slide before. I should have put this slide in the front, but I'll jump with this slide first. And through my experience as a student who once came in these halls, as a former high school student, and as a librarian, and serving every class I instruct, I feel more students than not, even at the public level, while working at the public libraries, they fail to recognize the types of questions that we can assist them with. If I do an activity every class that I have where I require them to give me a question they would ask a librarian, just to gauge my audience. And typically I get these 3 questions. Where can I find a book? This printer isn't working. And what time do we close at? And we can help with those things. Where's the bathroom at? We can, but we offer you so much more. There's a lot of students, community users, and patrons who come in the library. And I know if you're a librarian, you've seen the look before where they kind of look a little lost. They need help. You could see it. And then, of course, being the librarians we are, we go up to them and we dissect them and we perform the reference interview. But a lot of people don't understand reference services, and I want to promote that more. And if they think they do, they don't understand the range of questions we can help them with. So with reference services, whether you're faculty, staff, student, employee, here are some of the things we can assist that you may not know. Some of the help is limited, but we are going to help you and find you the help you need if we can't assist you with it, such as, questions regarding components of research. We can help with citing, resource identification, database use, credibility, etc. The list goes on. If you're a student and you need help with research, we're here to help you. Do not be scared to ask for help. We're not going to do the work for you, find the articles, but we will help you and we will not leave you empty-handed. You will learn from us. FAFSA guidance and general college information. If you need some guidance on FAFSA or finding out general information on college, we can help you with that. Now, if it's outside of our expertise, of course, we'll direct you towards the proper contact material so you could acquire that information and help as well. Questions about finding a book, of course. Questions about community-related resources and services. So those programs you got to see, you may not know about them because you haven't heard about them or you didn't see the advertisements. Well, come in the library and ask us what's going on, or ask us about the resources we have, such as ebooks or how to access certain things, and we'll help you with that. Questions relevant to the use of everyday technology, of course. I mean, we have tons of patrons who need help with Microsoft Office, social media, internet, printing, copies, etc. We're going to help you with those things. Do the best we can. If for some reason we are stuck, we have wonderful colleagues who help us out to help you out. And if we, just like I mentioned earlier, if we can't find an immediate answer for you, we'll assist in the process of finding the person who can help you with that. So my goal, and I'm sure the goal of others, is to not leave you empty-handed when you come to the library. In addition to physical reference services, our reference services are actually offered online now too. Let me see if I can click this. So I'll briefly show this. This is on our libraries page, as you can see. And if you're unfamiliar with finding the libraries page, of course, you could just go to the menu button, click Resources and Services and Libraries. But our online help is right here. Keep in mind, this is only a small portion of our libraries page. But if you need help virtually, or you'd prefer the virtual type of help, here's our hours of operation. You click Connect Now, and we'll help you with these questions and more. In addition to some of those general questions we can help with, I also want to talk about, since we are the community college, some of the student-based questions that you students can ask if you're watching this. I don't want you to be scared to ask the questions you don't know that you can ask, and I want you to take full advantage of our services. So here's a few sample questions that I thought of that that are very popular and that I thought I would promote to other students or other staff or other instructors, so that they know that they can relay that we can help their students with these. So I heard you help with genealogy related research and wanted to learn a little bit about my upbringing. Some of us have some expertise in genealogy and we can assist with that. I never used a database from a library before. Do you think you can help me out? Sure we can. If you've never used a database before, do not hesitate to ask. A lot of people prior to college do not have database experience, and that's completely okay. My instructor said I needed a peer-reviewed journal. What is that? Do you have any legal resources concerning this topic? Can you help me find information related to employment services? I do not know how to do this on Microsoft Office. Would you happen to know? I was told I needed to do APA citations. Do you think you could help guide me on that so I know what these are? And of course, we'll dissect these questions, we'll break them down, and if we got this question, for example, show them a little bit of how to use the libraries page. Of course, show our citation tab, and probably the end result would be directing them towards the Purdue OWL, for example, and giving them example citations, giving them sample research papers, talking about the importance of formatting your citations, alphabetical order, double-spaced, indented, and really break it down so if they've had no prior experience or they are lost, it's a little easier to understand. How can I be better at spotting fake news or establishing the credibility of a resource? of course, we can help with that. It takes practice, that breaking down a resource to determine its credibility, and we could probably break down the process using the CRAP test, for example, and determining if it's a good resource or not, and just really showing them the process of that. Why is the libraries page important for a college student? We can do that, and I'll show you the libraries page in a second. And what are some of the upcoming programs? And generally with the libraries page thing, a lot of students do not know how to use the libraries page, and do not fully understand why the libraries page is important. And if you're a student viewing this, the main thing I would tell you is universities and colleges everywhere use libraries pages, and this is where you're going to find your databases. So we have a database right here, our EBSCO Discovery Service. We have tons of other databases, hundreds of databases in alphabetical, let's do the alphabetical list, in alphabetical order. And in order by subject. And the thing I want to stress here is maybe you've never used a database before. We're not simply just going to show you the page and leave you hanging. We'll show you how to use the databases. We'll help you understand what a database is, why a database is important, why it's probably more, a little more reliable than the internet. We're going to break all those things down for you, and also talk about the importance of library research guides. Maybe you have a class that's using library research guides. If you want to check out our ebooks, you could do that. If you just want to stick to our classic catalogs and look for physical books there, you could stick to that as well. And of course, general library information. And the reason I say the libraries page is the most important, being a college student or a user of the college or a user of the library, is because this is where you're going to get a lot of your information about the libraries and research material. If you understand how to use the libraries page, the databases, the tools, the LibGuides, the resources here, those skills are going to carry over for the rest of your life. And then let me go to the next slide. One other thing we do offer, if you're a counselor, if you're an instructor here, if you're a student here, is information literacy. So we talked about our programs, we talked about our library page, we talked about reference questions. I now want to talk about information literacy. Many students who enter college have different backgrounds and experience of prior education. Information literacy is great for students, ensuring that they have a foundation to succeed in college. So I notice when a lot of freshmen get into college, some of them do recognize what databases are, and some of them don't. Some of them recognize what academic journals are, and a lot of them don't. So we all have different levels of information literacy skills prior to college. And with information literacy instruction, we could really narrow that gap and help all of our students succeed. So they all have the same tools, the same information literacy skills needed to succeed in college. With our information literacy classes, we cover how to use online databases. We cover how to use the library in general. We cover the different types of resources, primary resources, secondary resources, peer-reviewed sources. We talk about citing, some basics of citing, breaking down APA, MLA in Chicago. We can cover using the internet and reliability and domain names. So we cover a wide range of topics, and the end goal is if a student is able to independently research and do these, they're going to succeed in all of their classes. If you have good research skills, you're going to do more well off in school than those who don't. And that's why information literacy is very important. And we encourage you to set up sessions with your students, because you would be doing, you providing them something really great that will not only help them in their academic life, but also in their personal lives too. Our information literacy sessions could be general and can be a session, or they could be specific to an assignment. So if you have a education 1300 assignment related to careers and they need 5 sources and they're very specific on the resources, we can provide our instruction that caters to that as well. So do not hesitate and contact us for that. Why use the library? And this slide basically I used to wrap up the presentation, but basically if you take advantage of the library as a patron user, it's going to give you access to tons of great resources and services. Furthermore, it's going to bring you endless hours of entertainment in the things you may learn, you may enjoy. As you could see with the programs, the services, and the resources, I bet most of you, more than not, did not know our library, for example, offered all of these things. The same will apply to other libraries. So if Fire Verde was to showcase all of their resources and services and tools, I guarantee you myself, I'm going to learn a lot about their library. And why is that? I'm guilty of not going there a lot. So my best piece of advice is to really learn and understand what your library has to offer. Being the El Paso Community College Library's Northwest Campus, Fire Verde, Rio Grande, Trans Mountain, Northwest, please go to the library. Please contact your librarian and see what they have to offer. And then on the student side, taking full advantage of the library as a student is going to increase your chances to succeed in academics. And that's from the ACRL. There's research that proves that students who use their library more, who have participated in library instruction, they're going to have a better chance to succeed. And it goes to show you how great the library is a place academically and recreationally. So here's my contact information. My email is bklimacer@epcc.edu. And if you have any questions or comments regarding this presentation or the services or resources we have to offer, please let me know. And my reference email is askalib. Well, our general reference email is askalib@epcc.edu. And what I'm going to do also to end things is I'm going to perform a sample search on our libraries page, because maybe someone's never used a database here before. So you see this grand tool right here, and we'll do nursing and careers. This is going to emphasize why library instruction is also important too, as I leave off with this. First and foremost, you're probably seeing me type nursing and careers, and it's unfamiliar when you don't see that happening in Google. You don't see someone using terminology like this when doing a Google search. So we'll teach students how to perform a Boolean search. That's a specific search for databases. And it's a language that is used by all databases. Next, we'll explain what exactly the machine is doing. So basically, I'm looking for articles, ebooks, academic journals, magazines, trade publications related to nursing and careers. And I'm doing a keyword search. So as you can see, with the keyword search, it's looking for the words nursing and careers within the entire ebook, the title, the summary. And if nursing and careers is somewhere within that resource, it's going to pull it up. Notes, it's highlighted in the abstract, it's highlighted in the notes, and so on and so forth. If I was to do a title search, I would be limiting my search specifically to nursing and careers, and it would be required to be in the title. So it'll drastically limit my search. And it's important for students to understand this concept and many of the other things we teach, because when they perform their searches, they want to have a purpose, they want to understand how to use the tools, and they want to get accurate, nice searches with whatever it is they're researching. So they'll slowly pick onto these tools, these cues, and then they'll see, oh, here's the title search, and as you can see, it's in the title and it's required. And show a bunch of other features offered by this database. For example, if your instructor is only requiring an academic journal, we could limit our search to academic journals. And then as you're performing the search, or as the student's learning as well too, you get to see, okay, this one doesn't show PDF full text. Why is it not showing it, and why is it showing it here? And really grasp the concept of understanding what full text is, and other terminology, and how to narrow down your searches even more to perfection. In addition to that, we may teach them more about the Boolean searches. Maybe they want to do obesity, but they don't want any of their articles to relate to smoking. And in short, basically the not feature is excluding any articles that contain the word smoking, but it must contain the word obesity. And practice with these tools and really understand how to use them, so they could use this database, and not only this database, but the hundreds of other databases we have to offer, such as, let's say, opposing viewpoints. Because with the databases, many of these skills are carried over, whether they go to NMSU, UTEP, anywhere else. Once you master your online databases and research, for example, it's a skill that's going to carry on to the rest of your life. Google Scholar. And they'll be better equipped to use all of these databases and perform their searches and look up their resources and learn about the many other features I didn't cover. I'm keeping it brief, but the databases, oh, you could get citations from these things. Oh, you could print these, you could save these. You mean I don't have to create my own citation? It's continual, it goes on, and you can really do a whole class with these. And it's extremely beneficial. So I will leave my presentation at that. And does anyone have any questions or comments? It could be about the presentation, it could be about libraries, it could be about anything related to the presentation. Thank you, Sarah.
Any questions for Mr. Klimacer?
hopefully the goal of this presentation is, and if you don't have any questions, I'll finish off with my closing statement and you could ask questions after. As I said, I used to be someone who never went to the library until I worked at a library. I never really actively engaged myself in the library. And being the only librarian in my group of friends who do not know who kind of crack their library jokes, I kind of wanted to spread the word about all of our services and programs. So my goal is hopefully you all find something, whether I'm really hoping I see you at the EPCC library, but whether it's the EPCC library, other libraries, I'm hoping you find something that you like and you go to the library. That's the end result of my presentation. That's my goal. And I promise you, if you try a program at the library, you will stick to that library. You will be pleased, a program or service. But thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Klimacer. I would like to, at this time, invite everyone to turn on their mics and give Mr. Klimacer a little bit of a round of applause. Or feel free to do emojis in the chat.
Oh, you all are too kind.
We are in the library.
Woo!
No, I'm kidding.
You're in the library. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. All right. Well, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. And again, another thanks to Mr. Klimacer. If you haven't already, the Tejano passport code is in the chat for you. You are more than welcome to use it. And before you go, I would like to share what's happening when we come back from spring break. So when we get back from spring break, we're going to have a presentation from EPCC's prep program on prep to rank. They have all sorts of valuable resources for TEAS, TSI, and nursing students. So please come to check that out at 1 p.m. on March 25th. And then also on March 25th, we're going to have our Happy Math Hour, Math 1314 and Math 1324. And we're going to be here at 3 p.m. And so we hope that you'll come back and join us after your spring break. So at this time, we're closing out. But before you leave, I would like to wish you all a very happy and safe spring break. Have a wonderful weekend.